Today's Namaste Yoga is about outer standards versus inner needs and continues our Nourishing Your Energy series. Hello and welcome to episode 257 of Namaste Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dr. Melissa West, and today you are going to need a few props for today's class. So thank you to Dusky Leaf for my props. You're going to need 2 blocks and a bolster and either a meditation cushion for sitting or a chair or a block, so whatever will make you most comfortable. Thank you to Squeeze for my yoga clothing. I'm wearing capri leggings, black capri leggings, and a bamboo cap sleeve top, and I'm also wearing the brand new pashmina. So this is just gorgeous in these beautiful jewel tones, and it's got the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu that we finish every class with on it. And this will just make a beautiful gift for somebody. It's nice because it's bigger than the other scarves, so you can use it as almost like a prayer shawl during your meditation, like I'm going to today. And so I'm going to wear it at the beginning of my practice today. And I'm going to get you to rest back on your backs. Oh, actually, first I have a really beautiful testimonial to share with you. But you could rest back on your back to settle in while you hear this. This was also one other thing to let you know. Make sure you watch all the way to the very end today, because we have something special to let you know about at the very end. We're going to be gifting 1 yearly membership, and we're going to give you the details on how to do that at the end of the show today. So watch all the way to the end for the details. This is a testimonial that I received from Julie. This is a story that she shared with me when she became a member on our membership site, and I asked her permission to share this with you because it really touched me very deeply. I was in tears over it. I think I had Tim in tears over it, and then Tim's claiming he wasn't crying over it. Then my friend Tara was here for lunch last Friday, and we were both crying over it again. So it really touched us deeply. It reminded me, and now he's claiming he did a little bit. Reminded me why I do this every week and why we press record on the camera. And it reminded me why the work we do is meaningful. So I really appreciate. I love hearing your stories. It really does impact me because I teach to a lens. It helps to make the process more human. So I love hearing your stories. So Julie says, I love to hear from you. I've watched all your YouTube videos, so it's kind of weird now to receive an email from you. My story is this. I'm a wife and mother of 2 children, 5 and 8 years old. 2 years ago, I had an accident, surgery, and long rehabilitation. The painkillers I was on burned my digestive system and gave me mild anxiety. This is a little bit longer testimonial, so make yourself comfortable and settle in. Then 6 months after my accident, I took strong cold and flu tablets for a few days, which triggered a mental breakdown. I had adrenaline pumping through me constantly, paranoia, sweats, tremors, heart palpitations, and the works. After a week of this, I went to the doctor, who made an appointment for me to see a psychiatrist immediately, recommending that I be medicated and hospitalized. I never went to that appointment because I was too scared they'd lock me up and never let me out. Instead, I spent 3 months in that terrible state, pacing, sitting dead still in tortured silence. Sometimes I lay face down on the lawn, hugging myself to the earth, howling, just wanting to escape my racing body. I went to a psychologist who specialized in anxiety. It helped me to understand the psychology of anxiety and gave me the tools to control anxious thoughts. But life was still difficult because I was constantly battling the physical symptoms of fight, flight, or freeze. Eventually, I realized that the problems went deeper than my mind. I needed to calm my body and spirit. I searched yoga for fear on YouTube. I did your emotions of fear class, and for the first time in months experienced 15 minutes of something close to a normal physical state. The relief and hope I experienced from that one class was life-changing. For the next few months, I did that class every day, sometimes several times a day, until my body stopped panicking. It's been a year since my breakdown, and I'm still doing your classes 6 mornings a week, choosing from the titles based on what I feel I need that day. The panic is completely gone, and my body feels as though it's healing every day. I feel more connected to life, earth, and breath, and unexpectedly, more connected to the people in my life and my own soul. Every day I become more me. I feel stronger, more loving, and far more accepting of everything and everyone. I now look back on all the pain that I suffered as a small price for what I have gained. So I've signed up for the membership partly because I want to learn as much as I can for you. I can't wait to dive into all that content, but mostly because I want to support you as you supported me. I'm eternally grateful to you, Melissa. Thank you for showing me how beautiful life can be. So again, thank you so much for sending me your stories, your testimonials, and leaving your comments. It does make everything we do seem worthwhile, and it reminds me why it's so important. So let's get started. Thank you for listening to that with me. I just feel it's really important to acknowledge each other's stories. So as you rest back on the ground, which hopefully you've been doing for a little while now, allow your body to be received by the ground. Rest into the ground. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. And each time you breathe out, sink a little bit deeper into the ground. And then shift your attention to your breathing. And let your breath transport you deep inside your body. So allow it to move you internally. If you need to turn off all your distractions, turn off your cell phone, turn off anything that's going to distract you, and let yourself be here for the next hour. Travel inside of your body. Feel your breath inside of your body. Notice where you feel your breath inside of your body, maybe inside of your nostrils, maybe inside your chest cavity, maybe inside your belly, maybe right into your pelvis, maybe in your back body. Just let your awareness travel as deeply as you can internally, becoming aware of your bones, and your organs, the muscles, your tissues, the blood, the cells. So just travel deep into the interior landscape of your physical body. And then keep your focus internal as much as you can throughout this class. One of the ways to do that is to keep your eyes closed. And bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. And take your arms out to your side so that you've got some balance from side to side. And just take a moment here to tune into your internal body again so that your attention stays inward. Feel the bones, all the bones of your feet, your lower leg bones, your upper leg bones. So stay with the internal structure of your skeleton here and your legs. And then let them sway from side to side here, just like windshield wipers. See how much your attention can stay with what's happening internally. And just the awareness can be with your bone structures in your legs, from your feet up to your knees, up to your hip bones as they go into your pelvis. So can you stay with those internal sensations here? And then come back to the center and let your awareness shift to your buttocks on the ground. So feel your buttocks evenly from side to side. Maybe even just notice if you feel the weight evenly from side to side in your butt cheeks. So let that awareness be in the physical sensation of your butt cheeks resting on the ground. And then cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh, again staying with the internal sensation of the bones in your lower leg so that you're connecting with your internal body. Open your right knee out to the side and then draw your left knee in towards your chest, feeling the sensations in your right buttock, stopping when you feel like something is happening. Reach your right hand through that space between your right leg. Hold on the back of your left hamstring. Let your shoulders stay relaxed, the back of your neck long. Let your tongue be relaxed in your mouth. Let your eyes sink back in your head. Notice what's happening with your breath. Check in and see if where your awareness is. Is it still with the sensation in your right butt cheek? And then slowly lower your legs down, uncross your right ankle, place your legs on the ground, and tune into the sensations of your buttocks on your right and your left side. Again, tuning inward to the sensations of the bones in your legs. And then cross your left ankle over the top of your right leg. Open your left knee out to the side. And if you can, and you know these movements well enough, keep your eyes closed so that your attention stays inward. Draw your right knee into your chest until you feel sensation in your left buttocks. Reach your left hand through the space between your legs and hold on the back of your right leg. Drawing your right leg in until you feel something happening in your left buttocks. Shoulders are heavy and relaxed. The back of your neck is long. Tongue is relaxed. Let your eyeballs be heavy in your head. Space between your eyebrows is relaxed. Feel your breath inside your body. So when so much of our attention in our day-to-day life is drawn up and out, notice what it's like to bring your attention down and into your body. So when so much of our attention is pulled up and outwards, there's great value in practicing the opposite, of bringing our attention down and in. And that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so you're going to release this side of your body and pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath. And feel your buttocks side to side again. Notice if there's more evenness. Feel your leg bones, your hip bones and your pelvis up to your knees, your leg bones up to your knees, down to your feet again. And then you're going to roll to your right side and come up to all fours for cat pose. And try to keep your eyes closed for as much of this as you can, so you can keep your focus and attention inwards as much as you can. You'll have your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And exhale and round up through your back. And then inhale and arch through your back. Breathe out and round up through your back. And breathe in and arch through your back. So drop your attention down to your tailbone first. And lead with your tailbone, lifting your tailbone and dropping your tailbone. And then come to your navel and move your spine from your belly button. Draw your belly button up towards the ceiling as you breathe out. And then open your belly button to the floor as you breathe in. And then move from the space between your shoulder blades. Draw that up to the ceiling. And open it down to the floor. And now move from behind the bridge of your nose. Curl that under. And lift it up towards the ceiling. And notice what it was like to move from those different areas. And then when you've moved from all those different areas, you can come to sit on your meditation cushion, or if it's better for you to sit on a chair today, then sit on a chair, or you can kneel on a block. And we're going to be sitting with the Makar Mudra for nourishment today, as we have been with this series. So I will show you how that works. So on your left hand, you join the tip of your thumb and your ring finger, and you extend your baby finger and your other two fingers. Then on your right hand, you bring the web of your hand between your thumb and your index finger, and you bring it into that space between your ring finger and your baby finger, so that the palm of your hand rests on the roof of your hand. So hold this mudra at the level of your navel. Close your eyes and adjust your breathing so that it's long and slow, smooth and deep. And focus on your breathing into your belly and your low back, so that you can feel your kidneys and your adrenals and your low back as well. And visualize a ocean of deep blue water there. Imagine that the power of this water is nourishing your kidneys and your entire body. And as you breathe with this mudra and nourish your body with this mudra, I will speak the intention of today's class so that you can receive the teachings from today's class. This week, we will reflect on the tension between the outer standards being imposed on us versus our inner needs. When we try to conform to outer standards and appearances, what happens is that we lose touch with our inner needs. Our culture demands that we do more and that we do it quickly. Growth, expansion, accumulation are the names of the game of life. Especially at this time of year, it can be difficult not to get caught up in the drive of hoarding consumer goods and products related to the season and to giving. And there are just so many needs and demands that are imposed on us. Our jobs and our businesses ask us to achieve more and profit more, and we're rushing from one task to another without reprieve. Our interior landscape, on the other hand, is begging for rest, replenishment, and nourishment. Physically, we may feel as though our bodies and nervous systems are buzzing, but in reality, they may be vibrating from caffeine, sugar, insomnia, anxiety, stress, and information overload. Physically taking the time to gather our energy back to ourselves and nourish our energy reserves can help to meet a deeper commitment to your highest self. Mentally giving your mind a break from the constant influx of visual and sensory stimulation of our media-saturated landscape, both in public and private spheres. So when you go out of your home and also inside your home, from TV, personal devices, iPods, iPads, all those things, is another way to nourish your energy. Taking time to close your eyes, be in silence, and connect with your breath through yoga or meditation nourishes your energy. And I was even listening to a podcast yesterday where they were talking about how when our focus is on screens so much, it really diminishes our ability to be able to expand our attention outward in the world. So even when we go out in nature, it diminishes our ability to be able to propriocept. So to be able to feel our way in space, yeah. So it has, and that has a very negative impact on our pain bodies overall. So it's an epidemic. I'd declare it that. Emotionally, the ongoing challenges of our lives, from our health challenges to our interpersonal relationships, can drain our emotional reserves. Attending to the feelings that are present when you move your physical body through embodied spaces such as yoga also starts to nourish your energy reserves and connect you with your emotional needs. Our spirits are starved for attention in our culture that is, for the most part, divorced from ritual. So this is something that I was talking to Ivy about, who runs the devotional space on our membership site, and we were talking about ritual just the other day. And we're going to be adding some ritual in our New Year retreat on our membership site as a result. So coming to your yoga mat is a ritual that brings embodied presence and nourishment to your physical, emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual bodies. Taking the time to connect with your breath, sit in silence, and be conscious of the movement of your body is another nourishing practice that turns you inward to connect to your inner needs. So reflect on these teachings now and how they relate to you in your life. What are some of the outer standards that are being imposed on you right now, and how are they pulling you away from your inner needs? And maybe how has coming to your yoga mat today allowed you to connect to your inner needs? What inner needs do you have right now? And then go ahead and set an intention for what it is that you most want to receive from your practice today. What is it that you're trying to create, sustain, release, or rebirth in your life? And how could this class most help you to do that? So once you've formed your intention, you can go ahead and release your mudra. And open your eyes, and we're going to make our way up to standing. You may want a block for standing. You could use a block for this part. So you can take your block and you can put it between your knees. And we're going to start to draw our attention from up and out. That's where our attention gets drawn. To down and in. Okay? So our hands are going to go inhale up, exhale down. And we're going to sit back into our chair when we do that. So inhale up, exhale down. And you can focus about maybe 2 feet in front of you on the ground. So this is bringing your energy down and into your body. It's focusing your energy down and into your dantian, to your powerhouse. It's a very functional movement because it's helping you get up and down out of chairs. Something you need to be able to do. It's lubricating your joints. Great, and it's strengthening your muscles. Good. Which is really important to flexibility. We're going to be getting into that a lot more in the membership site in the new year. Stand up at the top of your mat. We're going to come down and in more with humble warrior. So you're going to take a big step back with your right foot. Sink down with your front left sit bone. And interlace your fingers behind your back. You're going to fold your torso forward over your front left leg. Now, eventually your head and your torso could come to rest on the ground, but come as far as is comfortable for you today. And then for most of you, you'll be able to lift your arms up into the air. So because I'm dealing with frozen shoulder on my left shoulder right now, that's as high as my arms are going to go today. But you can lift your arms as high as your arms will go. And then you can release and come forward and up. So I hope that really brought you down and in. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So take a step back with your left leg, and you're going to sink down through your front right sit bone. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Fold forward over your front right leg. Drop your head towards the ground, and then you can lift your arms up. And then release yourself back up and out of this pose. And we're going to keep that down and in focus with puppy pose for our back bend. So if you come down onto all fours, your lower legs are going to be perpendicular to the ground. Both your arms are going to come forward straight, and you're going to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So only my right arm will come forward, but you'll do it with both your arms. And this will be puppy pose. And then come back and sit on your heels, your hands down by your feet. For child's pose, if this doesn't work in your body, you can always lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest. And then you're going to inhale back up onto all fours. And for this one, if you have any injuries in your cervical spine that prevent you from putting weight on it, then you want to just exercise caution with this. You'll know best if this works in your body or if it doesn't. You're going to come up onto all fours again. This one is another kind of inward focusing one, an inward turning one. So you're going to place the crown of your head between your hands. And then you're going to interlace your fingers, and you'll be able to lift your arms up more than me, up over your head for rabbit pose. Or you could just keep your hands on either side of your head and lift more of the weight off your head. Then take your hands on either side of your head and press up. And come back to kneeling, and we'll just do, sorry about that, we'll just do a little bit here to release your neck. So chin to chest. And then circle your head around. Okay, so the next one we're going to do as well may not be for everybody because of the deep knee flexion, but if you can do it in your body, it's one of the most healthy things you can do for your body. It's one of the most primal movement patterns for us as human beings to be doing, and if you can do it in your body, it's probably the best movement that you can do on any given day. If you could do it every day, it'd be one of the best things that you can do in your body. But if you can't for your body, then I'm going to give you an alternative. So let me give the alternative first, and then we'll do the squat. So here's the alternative. The alternative is going to be reclined twist with your arms out to the side. So the way that works is you press into your feet, lift your hips off to the side, and bring your knees to the side. And when we switch sides and twist to the side, you'll lift your hips to the other side and twist to the other side. Okay? So if you can't do that deep knee flexion, then you're going to do a recline twist instead. Okay? So take care of your knees if that's an issue for you. But if you can do this, you know, when in our ancestors, our not so very distant ancestors, in a lot of parts of the world too, human beings spend a lot of time squatting, and it helps us a lot with our digestive system. Yep, helps us release our bowels. Also is really good for our joints in cultures where they squat a lot. The elders don't have nearly the hip breakage and bone breakage and old age and things like that as well, because they're able to get up and down, and they have less problems with balance and things like that as well. So if you can practice this every day and spend less time in chairs, this is a really good exercise. So and it's not really an exercise, it's a movement that should be a part of your everyday life. So the way that it works is you get your heels underneath your sit bones, and you should eventually, and you probably did when you were a baby, be able to have your heels on the ground. So if that's not the case right now, it's not good to have them in mid-air, because what happens is your brain sends a signal that it's danger, danger. This is not a safe place for you, heels. This is stop. This is not a good stretch. So if you actually fill the space, your brain says that it's more safe, and it will actually release your calves and your soleus and your gastrocnemius a little bit more. So fill the space with a blanket or your meditation cushion or whatever, and you're actually going to more likely get a release. So there you go. And then we're going to stay here for a few minutes. You're actually going to put your body in between your legs. So if you can do things in this position, like spend a little bit of time reading here, or you could bring some of your food prep off down your counter and do some food prep down here. This is, as I was saying, this is a very useful exercise to do, and we just had a cut for about 5 minutes, and I stayed in this position for that 5 minutes because to me this is a valuable position. But in the context of today's class, the reason why I chose this pose is because we're going to do a twist in it, but also because it allows you to come down and in. It allows you to come down and into your power center so that you can nourish your body. But I wanted to give you all those extras. And, leave it in the comments about how you are able to incorporate this pose into your day-to-day life. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so we're going to twist here too. So take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and twist. And just to clarify too, the space that I'm feeling is underneath my heels. I'm not necessarily feeling the space underneath my buttocks just because the way the meditation cushion is, I happen to be, but it's the space underneath my heels I want to feel because the heels were hanging in midair. And it's the backs of my lower legs that are really tight, and I want them to be able to relax. So it doesn't matter if my buttocks is hanging. It's not my buttocks that's really tight here. It can just hang. Okay, and then come back to the center. And twist to the other side. And come back to the center. Let yourself drop down and in. And you could even come off your prop now and see if your heels were dropped to the ground a little bit more after that support. So I definitely think mine dropped a little bit there from receiving that support. Okay, from here we're going to do a forward fold. You might want to just shake your legs out a little bit after that. So for our forward fold today, I chose tortoise pose, and the reason why I chose tortoise pose is because of the tortoise. So the tortoise is a very inward drawing creature. So that's somebody that doesn't have outer standards. Well, maybe he does, but carries his house around on his back. So I think doesn't have many possessions. Definitely use your blocks here. So this again, another example is if your legs are hanging on the hinges here, your brain is not happy with that. It has to protect you the whole time. This is where you get into SI joint dysfunction. So wherever your knees are, support them with your blocks. Use your bolster here. You're going to hinge forward through your hips. And let yourself come inward here, breathing into your belly and your low back. So breathe in and then breathe out. And on your exhale, allow that lake of nourishing energy to get deeper and wider in your lower belly and your low back. And then you're slowly going to come upright again, and you can keep your bolster here for underneath your knees. This is good for the nice smooth flow of energy through your body when you come into Shavasana. So you can stay there for Shavasana. And I am going to sit up to read you a poem finished while you rest back to integrate your practice. So this poem is called The Journey by Mary Oliver. And if it resonates with you, that's great. You can allow it to really sink in. And if it doesn't, you can just let it wash over you and let it go. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice. Though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of cloud, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. Reflect on your inner needs and what outer standards that you're letting go of as you begin to wiggle and stretch out. You can bend your knees, roll to your right side, and take a couple of breaths as you lie on your right side in the fetal position and gather your energy into yourself one more time. And then slowly make your way up to seated for our mantra, Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all, so that we can take the fruits of our practice, gather them into ourselves so that we're nourishing ourselves again, gathering the nourishment from our practice into ourselves and then offering it out into the world. So left palm up, right palm down, making space with breath and a sigh. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 257 of Namaste Yoga. If you liked today's class, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you know somebody who might benefit from this practice, then go ahead and share this class with them. Also, today's question for the comments, I'd love to hear from you about what outer standards you're ready to let go of and that maybe you're going to set some intention to let go of this week. And also what inner needs you're going to nourish this week. And if you'd like some support, if this resonated with you and you could feel yourself in this class and you want to be supported in being taken further, then we have some classes for you on our membership site where we can take you further with this. And we have a class from the Bhagavad Gita called The Divine Nature of Your True Self, which focuses on the important philosophical text of yoga and connecting with your true self. We have a letting go class from the forgiveness series, so you can let go of external demands. And we have a meditation on setting your intention for the day so that you can stay connected to what is important for you. So we'd love to have you as part of our membership community where we offer value-added content, a community of like-minded people from all around the world, and support for your personal practice. Now, at the beginning of the video today, I told you that I was going to let you know about the details for the membership that we're going to be giving away for Christmas, for this holiday season. So here is our plan. By December the 19th, 2014, that's our due date, send in your stories or video stories or stories along with photos. If you know of a Namaste yogi who loves Namaste yoga, who is dedicated to their practice, and who is a deserving yogi, so that there's some need, maybe they can't access the membership because they don't have the means financially or otherwise. Why you think they're deserving. Maybe they've had a tough year financially, or they've had a tough year health-wise, otherwise. Let us know their story. Let us know about their commitment to Namaste yoga. Tell us all about it. We want to hear their story. We're going to choose the best story, and we're going to give away a membership for Christmas to the most deserving Namaste yogi. So that's by December the 19th, and you'll send that to info@melissawest.com. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May you experience the strength of our mountains. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest, and may your joy be as deep as our oceans. Om Shanti. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.